Hello, hello. How are you? This is my first time running a live stream. Glasses are falling off. I had a bit of problems setting up the live stream, internal issues going on. I haven't run a live stream before, so I'm just going to pop a message in the chat and see if it works. Testing the chat. Yep, look at that. Surf the Wild Woman testing the chat. Not really expecting anyone to jump on the live because I've never run one before and I'm just starting to build my YouTube channel. But you know what? If you don't start now, when are you ever going to start? And the time is now. And I have titled this video, Are You Calling in Your Spirit Baby? Because the spirit babies are arriving on Earth en masse, and now is the time that the babies are saying, it is time to reach our mamas. It is time to start preparing them for our imminent arrival on Earth. So, are you calling in your spirit baby? 2025, January. Are you trying to get pregnant? Have you been on the journey for a short time? Have you been on the journey for a long time? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Belle, and I tried for my baby for 8 whole years before my beautiful baby boy eventually arrived on planet Earth. And during that time, I learned to communicate with the unborn. My son showed me and taught me everything I knew about spirit baby communication. And on my journey to conceive, I literally tried everything. I did handstands after sex. I ate, pineapple core. I used special lubricant. I did all the things you could possibly imagine. I worked on my mother-father wound. I ate organic food. I went to spiritual healers. I did all of the things that society says that we need to do to try and get pregnant. I detoxified my home. I went organic. What am I putting on my skin? What am I putting in my hair? All of these things. And none of that worked for me personally. And I realized that my baby was calling me for something different, for another way to conceive. And my baby began to visit me in my dreams and began to drop little signposts and little synchronicities along the way that, he was ready. Well, in actual fact, it was my daughter that was communicating with me first. My daughter communicated with me for many years before my son pushed her out of the way and pipped her at the post, and he decided to come first. So if you found yourself on my channel, Surf the Wild Woman, if you are calling in a spirit baby, whether you've been on the journey for a short time or a long time, you are in the right place. I have been where you are. I have tried to conceive. I've done all the things. I've watched friends get pregnant. In fact, when I was trying to conceive, I think I had one particular friend that had 4 babies, one after the other, in the time that I was trying to conceive. And I know it's very devastating to watch friend after friend after friend after friend get pregnant and your baby still hasn't arrived. And you think, well, what the frig am I doing wrong? Well, I'm here to tell you, a beautiful mama bear, that you are doing nothing wrong, that your baby is calling you for something different. Your baby is beckoning you to a different way to conceive, a way that is led by the spirit or by the baby, him or herself. So if you've done all the doing and you still haven't gotten pregnant and you found yourself on this video because maybe you're searching babies or, conception or whatever, then I know something about you. I know that you have signed up to be a higher dimensional parent in this lifetime. What does higher dimensional parent mean? It means that you are bringing forth one of the souls who are coming in to usher in a new paradigm of consciousness, a collective of young souls who are coming with a mission. They're remembering more of their true essence. They're remembering who they are and where they come from, and they're here to serve in this awakening of humanity that we are collectively and currently going through. In 2025, these babies have upped the ante like next level. Like, I don't want to be making YouTube videos. I want to be out surfing every day. But the babies are like, no, you must prepare our mothers. You must talk to our mothers. You must start preparing them for our imminent arrival on Earth. The paradigm is changing. Women who thought that they were too old before are now conceiving in absolutely massive numbers. Women in their late 40s, 50s, even 60s, bringing through their first child on Earth. Now, don't get me started about what everyone says, oh, that's selfish, whatever. You know, and a lot of people will say, I can't believe you're bringing a child into this reality. It's selfish, everything that's going on. I completely disagree. Why do I disagree? I disagree because it's the babies that are coming through with this expanded consciousness. The babies are coming through. They are the adults of tomorrow, and they are bringing with them a wave of change that is going to ripple across the entire universe. These babies are bringing with them change, transformation, evolution. Now, does that make your babies any better than anyone else's baby? No, it doesn't, because consciousness and the expansion of consciousness is an ongoing process. It's a journey. So just because you're bringing through a baby that's very, very conscious doesn't make them any better than someone who's not as conscious. For example, you've got a 5-year-old who is in kindergarten and someone doing their PhD. Okay, now would you compare a 5-year-old that's at kindergarten to someone doing their PhD? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, oh, the person who's doing the PhD, they've been on the planet longer, they're older, they've had a lot more life experience. Doesn't make them better, it just makes them a little further along on their journey, because that's just where they are. So these souls coming down are just a little further along on their journey, or in some cases, a lot further along on their journey. But they are coming to Earth to help, to support, and bring with them a wave of expanding consciousness. So if you've been trying to conceive and it's not happening, and you're like, oh my God, where's my baby? Why haven't I conceived my baby? Just know that your baby will come. If you are watching me right now, if you have watched this far in the video, I'm like, 8 minutes in. If you have watched for this long and you're captivated by my words, then, you know, you don't go on this journey, you don't go this far to not get your baby. If I had listened to all the things people said to me, if I'd listened to all the doctors and the experts, I wouldn't have a 5-year-old son now. There was no one on this earth that could tell me that I wasn't going to be a mother. I knew in every cell of my being that I would be a mother. And this is what spirit baby communication can do for you. So once you open your heart and your soul to the signs and the synchronicities and the messages that your baby is sending you, then you never have to doubt yourself. You never have to doubt your own internal knowing, and you never have to disempower yourself to a doctor, a medical profession, a psychologist, psychiatrist, kinesiologist, naturopath, whatever. There's so many people that don't believe in the realm of limitless possibilities that we can easily disempower ourselves to those people because we think that they know more than us. But let me tell you, I've done more than 4,000 one-to-one sessions in the last 5 years, and I have seen countless women conceive against all odds when all the odds were stacked against them. Right? The paradigm is shifting, and what they thought was possible before is being broken time and time and time again. And, I've had some pretty extraordinary experiences and interactions when these babies are ready to come. And I'll briefly share this one story from a client of mine. And I'm going to share it just very briefly because it's truly extraordinary. This young woman came to me for a one-to-one spirit baby session. I offer one-to-one sessions. I'll put the link down below if you are interested in connecting in with your baby. I'll just preface that before I go into this story that my intention, my heartful intention always has been and always will be to teach you how to communicate with your spirit baby, to cut out the middleman, so to speak, to essentially put myself out of business. I never want you to disempower yourself to me or to anyone else. So my highest knowing is to support you and teach you how to communicate with your baby. With that being said, if you're not yet at that place, or you're not sure if what you're receiving is real, or this is very new for you, then I do offer one-to-one sessions, spirit baby readings. I also have lots of other ways that you can be supported. So back to this young woman with the story that I was going to tell you. She was a young woman and she had conceived a baby, and she came to me for a one-to-one session to talk about the possibility of consciously ending that pregnancy. I'm not going to go into what everyone thinks about ending a pregnancy and all that sort of hoo-ha. Keep your fucking opinions at the door, right? So this was her choice, and I supported her in, weighing up pros, cons, and we talked to the baby, and what did the baby have to say? So this young woman, and I never tell them what to do, by the way. We just have a conversation. The choice is hers. This young woman chose to consciously and lovingly end the pregnancy. She went to Planned Parenthood. She had a surgical experience. She ended the pregnancy. And around 13 weeks later, she came back to me for another session because her body had kept changing. Her stomach had been growing. She was putting on weight. And she came back to me for a session after finding out that she was still pregnant and that she hadn't been with anyone else intimately. So it had to be the same baby. That is mind-blowing to me, to actually go through a surgical termination and for that baby, whatever reason, wants to be here, wants to stay, and wants to be on the earth. And not even a surgical termination could stop that baby being here. Now, there's all kinds of things. You're like, okay, well, did she have a timeline jump? Did she jump frequencies where she never had the termination in the new timeline? Or was the equipment faulty? Did it not work? Did they put her to sleep? She didn't actually have it, although she remembers having it because she was in this twilight sedation. The point I'm making is that anything and all things are possible. Anything and all things are possible. So if you are calling in a baby, if you are yearning for a baby, if your heart is aching for a baby, then I guarantee you 100% that there is a baby yearning for you. Yearning is never a one-way street. Yearning is a two-time thing when it comes to spirit babies. And I've experienced this yearn like no one else on earth. I spent 8 years trying to have my baby. And then I went through another experience, which I'm not going to talk about in depth, but I went through another experience where some spirit babies came to me and weren't able to come through, but the yearning was something to beholden. The yearning is, it's a very painful thing to yearn for something that has not yet happened. But that yearn is the gateway to the biggest transformation of your life if you are able to meet that yearning. Are you able to take your focus off doing all the things to try and get pregnant and shift your focus into a place of being, a place of being open to receive your baby, which will start off with messages, synchronicities, signposts, right? Are you seeing repeating number patterns? 111, 222, 444, 555, 616, 717, 333. Are you seeing these repeating number patterns? These repeating number patterns are a sign that your consciousness is expanding. And when your consciousness is expanding, you are beginning to get to the place where your baby is energetically residing. Other things that can happen: are you having dreams? Are you seeing, let's say, for example, you decide you want to name your baby Willow. You've always wanted to name your baby Willow, and everywhere you go, there's Willow Street, Willow Drive, Willow Cafe. You'll be in the park and there'll be all these other little kids called Willow. The name starts jumping out at you everywhere, no matter where you are. This, my friend, is the beginning of pre-birth communication. Once you open yourself up to that frequency where these messages are beginning to drop in, then that's when you start tuning into your baby and you allow yourself to get into the space of knowing that your baby is going to land. So, what's the difference between a spirit baby and a star seed or a star baby or whatever? Okay, let's break into that for a minute. Now, this is my opinion and my knowing of all the babies that I've communicated to. A spirit baby, which was a term that was coined by Walter Mackian, who wrote the book Spirit Babies. And he was really the pioneer and the Mac Daddy, I would say, of spirit baby communication. He was doing sessions. So Walter Mackian coined the term spirit baby. Now, what's the difference between a spirit baby and a star baby or a star seed? So spirit babies, you can have someone that's on earth that's, for lack of a better word, asleep, walking through life in the matrix, completely conditioned, scrolling on social media all day. They're not present. They don't realize that they've been brainwashed and conditioned, as we all were from birth. Some of us are just beginning to strip back the layers of that conditioning. So a spirit baby, this is how I define it. Spirit baby is a baby that's coming to someone. Everyone's got a spirit baby. If they want to conceive, everyone's got a spirit baby. It's a baby waiting in spirit to come through. Now, I call the star babies the babies who are coming to parents who are already awakening, parents who are stripping back all the conditioning, parents who are stripping back all the conditioning, and they are waking up to the fact that, hang on a minute, we've been brainwashed, we've been programmed since birth. So that's why I named my app Star Babies. I've got a link in the description here. If you want to jump on my app, there's heaps of free resources. There's a membership. There's lots of different programs inside of my app. So Star Babies, they are the babies that are coming through, and they are the cavalry of light. They are the wave of souls who are answering the call to come to earth to serve in the awakening of humanity. Now, a woman that is very asleep and in the matrix and conditioned and programmed, that doesn't make her any less. But usually those women won't be watching my channel. They won't be watching me this far because they're aligned with my frequency. So every life is a frequency match. So either someone resonates at a big soul level or they don't. So if you've been watching for 20 minutes, if you're still watching and you're like, oh yeah, I'm resonating, this is hitting my core, then welcome to my tribe, sister. We are a frequency match. Oh my God, it just gives me tingles, makes me cry. We are a frequency match. And I know something about you. I know that you are bringing through a soul that is coming in to serve in the awakening of humanity. And no matter how difficult or how hard your journey has been, it just brings tears to my eyes, because I've witnessed so many women who have struggled to bring their babies through, and I've seen so many women give up right when they're on the precipice, they're on the crowning of their baby coming through. So, please take these words from me. Don't give up. Your baby will come. Okay, but maybe there's just something else that your baby needs from you. And what is that? Your baby wants you to be living your best life. Your baby wants you to be abundant. Your baby wants you to not be putting your life on hold for maybe I'll be pregnant. When I was trying to have my son, I wanted a van. I had wanted a van for the longest time. I'm a surfer. I love going surfing. And I wanted a van to put because I ride a longboard, I wanted to put my board in the back and just be able to leave it in the car. And I never got one for years and years and years, because I was trying to get pregnant. And I was like, a van's really inconvenient. It's not practical for having a baby. It's just not practical. So I never got a van for years and years and years. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to get a van. I want to get a van. I want to put my board in the back and I want to go surfing. I bought that van in January of 2019. And in February of 2019, after 8 years of trying to conceive, I was pregnant. Ah, this is what I'm talking about. Stop putting your life on hold for a maybe. Live your life now. Your baby is coming in to experience the all expanded version of you. Your baby is coming for the mother that is in her her juicy, loving, gorgeous era of self-love connection. So welcome, mama. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for your baby to land. If you like what you hear, if you want to learn more about spirit baby communication, you can book your one-to-one session in the link below, or you can join my app, Star Babies. The links are for Android and Apple. Or you can join my course, Quantum Conception 21-Day Jumpstart, for $37. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.